It is Monday, September 20th, 2021. Yeah, we're beginning to wind down the month of September, and it's an ugly one. That systemic risk to the system we were talking about just like a week ago. That whole Chinese property market crisis on the back of that Evergrande firm. Yes, apparently that is finally the effect of that's finally winding its way through the markets. At least that's the reasoning today, as the Dow plummets 700 points. Crypto market sheds over 200 billion. Man, is this I'm getting this weird sensation. Is this 2008 all over again? Well, we're going to be covering all that and more. What to expect with crypto. Little spoiler. Our analysts kind of right again. Much of the bearish takeaway from last week's Breaking Bitcoin Market Update, I think, is beginning to play out before our eyes right here, right now. Of course, the analysts are here to discuss all of that. Jason, Alex, you guys are here. Shout outs.
I sure am.
Wonderful. Jason,
What
what's
a bloody
happening?
Monday. I mean, if you guys, anyone who's a regular to the show will know from last week, I was even saying at the timing, I'm like, it looks super weak, but I don't know if we'll just start dumping. It might take till maybe next Monday, and here we are. And wow, did it sell off already. Looking pretty bloody everywhere.
It really is, and I'm glad Jason told me to get out of my long when you did. You were right in the end.
Guys, I want you all to remember that even though the Evergrande fears precipitated this movement downwards, the chart has looked like crap for 2 weeks. I've been saying we would reject from 50K back when we were still at 42K 3 weeks ago. This was always going to happen.
Yeah.
It was just, this is the particular news story that caused it.
Yeah, there's always going to be some kind of news that follows, right? I mean, whenever we're looking at the charts, we're going to be like, okay, some big news is coming. Like,
yeah, this was always going to happen,
you
folks.
can see it in the charts. And that's a perfect example.
Indeed. But we're gonna cover all this some more, guys. We're gonna get into the news in just a minute. I will recap everybody on the Evergrande drama, and we're gonna, of course, cover a couple more news items out of the crypto space before we take a quick look at the bubbles. It's a pretty red day out here in the alt space, and get the feelings about to get a little redder. Before, of course, we get into the main TA segment, it is, of course, what you're all here for. And finally, we're going to get into the AMA, the request portion, in the latter half of the show, along with opening up that DLive chest. So, chock full 90 minutes of market recap action starts right now. Let's get into the news, guys. This first piece comes from Blockworks. Crypto markets lose $250 billion as Evergrande fears mount. A jittery day for both Wall Street and digital asset investors, questioning whether Evergrande debt woes can be contained. All right, let's start to really recap here on this one. I want to head right into this piece here from CNBC. It's covering the latest in the market drama. Market sell-off worsens with Dow dropping 750 points, S&P 500 losing more than 2% today. U.S. Stocks began the week deeply in the red as investors continued to move to the sidelines in September amid several emerging risks for the market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost about 760 points, or 2.2%, its biggest one-day drop since July. S&P 500 fell 2.3%, the worst daily performance since May. Tech-heavy NASDAQ also dropped 2.7%. There were a number of reasons for the sell-off, guys, least of which, of course, are investor fears on a financial contagion sweeping markets from troubled Chinese property market. And Hong Kong equities saw a big sell-off during the Asia session. Hang Seng plunged 4%. So Chinese markets indices are being battered. Evergrande Group on the brink of a default. Federal Reserve begins a two-day meeting today, on Tuesday actually, that's tomorrow, and investors are worried the central bank will signal it's ready to start meeting this week as well. A lot of stuff just culminating in this late September. COVID matters, obviously, because of this thing, are making things more challenging. The outlook, we're heading into the fall, guys. You know what that means. Yes, it means this stuff not looking good. That always, well, that's in the That's had a habit of dragging down markets last season. September has the worst track record of any month, averaging a 0.4% decline according to Stock Traders Alliance. Historical data shows selling trends tend to pick up in the back half of the month. I don't know. This September's ugly.
Well, I mean, we were talking about that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The curse.
Yes, it is known.
It is no.
It is known
Yes,
as the
it is
September
known.
curse. Investors are also concerned about brinksmanship in D.C. as the deadline to raise the debt ceiling approaches. Congress returned to Washington from recess, rushing to pass funding bills.
All of these are guesses by this particular financial writer about why the market turned down. The market was going to turn down. It's probably just Evergrande fears and being topped out. Like, all this other stuff is probably just beside the point. Or, just more fuel on the fire, I guess.
Exactly. It pretty much fuels the fire that seemed to be inevitable, written in the charts weeks in advance. But yeah, a lot of FUD culminating at once. Nothing gets the fear, the panic going in emotional market participants quite like FUD on FUD on FUD. So there's a brief rundown of some of the stuff we'll be covering over the course of the week. Something tells me this is far from over. What kind of excitement do the markets have for us this September? I guess the fall. We're heading into the fall. It's back to school, and well, apparently, it's also a lot of other things. This market's going to take no prisoners. It seems like over the next couple of weeks. Let's see what comes next. Let's get into this next piece here from Crypto Potato. Freddie Mercury NFTs to raise funds for charity. And I figured just mention this. I know it's just maybe another NFT cash grab, but hey, I don't know if
I don't believe in NFTs for charity.
No, all right. But we have any Freddie fans in here? Any Mercury acolytes? I do think he's one of the greatest producers or writers or songwriters of all time.
Hey Jason, if you're talking, we can't hear you, buddy.
That's weird. Has the mic changed?
No, you're good. It just when I talk over him, it mutes him. I think I get priority in the server somehow.
Wow.
Jason, sorry. Go ahead. Do tell us about how much of a Mercury fan you are.
Oh no, I'm just a big fan. The man was a showman, and that voice cannot be mimicked.
I really do think he's probably one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest. Let's see here. Super Rare joins forces with the Mercury Phoenix Trust to offer an NFT collection for Queen's legendary frontman, Freddie Mercury. 4 non-fungible token artworks inspired by Freddie Mercury will be available for sale starting from today on Super Rare. Collectibles would mark the 75th birthday for the singer as he raised funds that would support charity. Let's see here. NFT dedicated platform Super Rare. Never heard of this Super Rare. You guys heard of Super Rare? Alex?
Nope. Yeah.
Okay.
They also released the rare token.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Are they featured on the front page with this Freddie Mercury piece? I'm not too sure, but I will certainly check this out. This is one way to make a splash in the NFT space, auction off a high-profile NFT. I'm sure Freddie Mercury has his fans, and in this case, might even raise a decent amount of money for charity. Although, of course, this article asks, is the NFT craze still booming? This is kind of a soft part of the market to be deploying big projects. But yeah, I guess best of luck for this particular raise, and shout out again, I guess happy birthday to one of the greatest of all time. Let's go ahead and hop into this next piece. It's from the Block Crypto, and it's a bit of an update on something we covered just last week. Coinbase is now officially dropping plans for that crypto lending product that had, of course, the SEC up in arms. Crypto exchange Coinbase dropping plans to launch its crypto lending product dubbed Lend in light of the SEC's view that it would constitute a security per an update to the original announcement blog post on Coinbase. In the blog post update issued Friday, Coinbase wrote the following: "Our goal is to create a great product for our customers and to advance our mission to increase economic freedom. We continue to work to seek regulatory clarity from the crypto industry as a whole. We've made the difficult decision not to launch the Lend program. We've also What's up?
Is Restream bot down? I haven't seen anything from YouTube since before the show started.
That's true. I didn't even think to.
Let me you know what, guys?
I feel like people are probably talking.
Let me go look. Sorry, guys. Bear with me one second. This is, of course, important. Let's quickly go look. Maybe we're shadow banned, but looks like we're live. I'm live to the Monday event at the following link. Let me just go double check.
Yeah, well, I mean, Restream bot is in like the bot.
Oh, the Restream bot. Understood. Very, very weird. Yeah, my Restream bot is open. Oh, maybe Restream bot is down today, guys. Bear with me one second. I'm gonna attempt to reboot the bot. Very, very, very weird. You're right. Yeah, Restream bot has not pushed any chats through today. All right, guys. I've opened a new Restream bot session. Drop some comments on YouTube if you're watching.
Yeah, say everything you said again about me being right, guys.
Exactly. Do that.
Type some praises for Alex.
Oh, yep, it's working now. Not sure what happened earlier. Thank you for noticing that. With that said, let's get back into this article here. I'm just gonna restore my window here to where it belongs. Okay, we're back in business. Good stuff. All right, back to this piece here concerning Coinbase's statement on Lend. They have also they say they've also discontinued the wait list for this program as we turn our work to the required testimony from its employees, according to the CEO, Brian Armstrong. At the time, Armstrong claimed SEC would not explain to Coinbase why the product was deemed a security. Other commentators, however, such as Anderson Akill attorney Preston Bine, claimed that it was clear such lending products are securities because they're essentially unsecured bonds. Other crypto lending platforms in the U.S., such as BlockFi and Celsius, have also come under regulatory scrutiny in recent weeks regarding their lending offerings. These include multiple cease and desist letters from state authorities. Man, it seems like nobody can offer a high-interest savings account anymore, huh? Much less the crypto guys. Ain't that a shame?
It makes the rest of the banks look bad when you offer the good savings rates.
Precisely, yes. Let's go ahead and hop into this next story, which is kind of related. New Jersey and Texas turn up the heat on crypto lender Celsius Network for allegedly selling unregistered securities. Man, nobody can get a break. 2 U.S. states are filing legal action against crypto lending company that they claim is selling unregistered securities. Texas and New Jersey are taking legal measures against London-based Celsius Network for allegedly raising funds through sales of unregistered products. New Jersey is issuing a cease and desist order for unlawful sales of, quote, interest-earning crypto products, forcing the network to stop offering these products in the state. According to the statement, Celsius is partly funding its crypto lending and trading operations through the sale of securities that are allegedly in violation of New Jersey securities law. Texas is filing a notice for a hearing next year to determine if it should also issue a cease and desist order against Celsius for illegally selling, quote, cryptocurrency interest earning accounts. Texas filing means Celsius will also have to show why it shouldn't be compelled to stop offering securities to state residents. The hearing is scheduled for February 2022. New Jersey decision comes after the state issued a similar order in July against BlockFi, another crypto lending platform. Acting Attorney General New Jersey Andrew Bruck says other lending platforms operating in the state should take note of this trend, writing, quote, financial companies operating in the crypto marketplace are on notice. If you sell securities in New Jersey, you need to comply with New Jersey's investor protection laws. Companies dealing in crypto are not immune from oversight. And quote, Celsius trading, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's a bit of a squeeze being felt from so many fronts. Regulatory, price pressure to the downside. Don't you love starting the Monday off with all this FUD? It feels good. Let's see here. Anything else I really got to cover for today? I don't think so. I think that's it, guys. I've covered most of the items of note today. It's basically all eyes on the continuing risk on, risk off. Which way is it going to go? Market. Let's see here. What is Evergrande's potential impact on the digital asset space? One insider writes, my personal view is that to the extent that crypto has become more of a macro integrated asset, a lot of people now treat it as just another risk bucket in their broader portfolio. The correlations on these sorts of macro events are going to be higher. Indeed, guys, this is what we saw during the March meltdown of 2020, right? The entire market melted down and crypto and Bitcoin went down with it. Now, if there's a silver lining to it, guys, it's not all FUD. That also turned out to be one of the greatest buying opportunities in crypto in years. So I guess what I'm saying is duck, cover, be prepared for a lot of blood, but get ready to take advantage of it.
It's important to have a plan.
Indeed, the man with the plan. All right, let's hop into the bubbles. What's going on in the alt space today? This is going to be quick and to the point. It's bloody. It's red. It's a solid double-digit down day across the board. Majority of these bubbles are down about 12, 15, almost 20%. Big old negative 20% day. Even Hex among them down 12%. Some big losers, I guess, among them are Cake, Rune down 17%. Man, what's there to say? It's a double-digit down day. Who bucked the trend, though? You wonder who bucked? Well, somehow Amizago is up 10% in this. Wonder what's
earlier.
So he's a bucker. Got it. Who else is a bucker?
Cello, CELO. It's down. It's up 11% today. Triple ones, 11.1%. Lucky, Cello, and Amizago holders.
Also, Elf randomly.
Elf. It's not on Bubbles, or am I just not seeing it?
I don't think it's on Bubbles.
It's on Bubbles.
It's on Binance. I was going through my scan.
Gotcha.
Elf seemed to be up.
Gotcha. There you go, guys. There is your look at the bubbles, and it's red. It's a bloody day, about what we'd expect. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the next segment. It is, of course, a bit of audience engagement this Monday afternoon. Who's kicking it with us in the live chat? Oh yeah, that live chat was broken for the first 20 minutes of the show. As a result, guys, I don't have too many comments to read. Spam your hellos in there now. Big shout-outs to David Rice. You're with us first on YouTube, or at least the first one I managed to log with the rebooted chatbot. Wayne over on YouTube. I see your request. Hang tight. Dave Rice, shout-outs to you again. Furry Boffin, Johnny, my man Johnny in the YouTube chat. A big shout-outs to you this Monday afternoon. Mr. Ether over on YouTube. Lol, it was too long. What was too long? Prophet Bear, we are out here. Indeed, we're certainly out here. But that's it for your comments, guys. I managed to somehow break the bot this morning. None of the comments got logged. That is a sad thing. Let me have a look here. I can actually look back right here. Maybe I can go onto YouTube. Should I go onto YouTube real quick?
Not too much.
Let's see here. YouTube. Let's go check out some comments. Adam, shout outs to you on YouTube. Would you take a look at that CC Cruise right again with the market dump? Yes. Our analysts are on point. It's a shame more people don't tune in to listen. Adam says, if I just listened to those guys like Crypto, I wouldn't have hedged up at 48K. All right. Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of.
He's saying had he listened to someone else, he wouldn't have hedged up.
Understood.
Yes. All those hype boys out there just trying to ride the hype.
I know.
Really protecting people.
I know, right? Daniel on YouTube, Money Mondays. Indeed, shout outs to Daniel. Maybe wait for next Monday because it's hella bloody today. Mr. Ether, shout outs to you. A lot of people don't like to acknowledge when someone's right. They just like to complain when they're wrong. Thanks for the response. Alex and Jason are very good at what they do. Thank you, Mr. Ether, and thank you to Adam as well. GBU Professor Wally is with us today in the YouTube chat as well. Shout out to Mr. Wally. Haven't seen him as well. Longtime OG supporter of the channel. Ron Legato is with us as well. On YouTube, Jordan Stott says, God bless you guys. Well, thank you, Jordan. Jose Alves also with us. Love Bunny. Let's see here. Sorry, but forgotten. Okay, they're all saying blah, blah, blah. All right. What else we got? Jezzacoin is with us today as well. How to trade on Amizago. Thank God. Haha. All right, Jezzacoin. You got to tell us your secret. How did you pick the one coin that bucked them all? Or did you have 10 losing trades and one Amizago trade? Let us know. GBU Professor Wally. David Rice, not shadow banned. I don't think we're shadow banned. We're looking good. I see a request, Wayne, and I think I've caught up to the missing comments. This is not too bad. Let's see here. Rolo Maximus is with us today as well. Let's see here. Rolo Maximus already mentioned. Adam, yo boy, shout outs to Adam. If I listened, yes, we did. All right, cool. Good. Some messages are now being repeated. No big deal. Guys, put your requests in. You might have dropped a request in the early part of the show, but do drop them in now. I'll certainly log them. In the meantime, man, we're doing really good on time today. It's only 1:30. It's time to get into the main analysis, guys. Alex, if you don't mind going live, we're about to head into the TA segment right here, right now.
All right.
Oh, let's do it. All right, today's TA brought to you by CC's lead analyst, Alex Pearson, just went live, connecting to his screen now. And here we go, looking at the BTC USD, perp on BitMEX.
Sexy candle.
All right, as for the rest of yous, you know what to do. Drop your requests in the live chat, and we'll be getting to those in about half an hour's time. In the meantime, man, a lot of turbulence on the markets. Alex, walk us through it.
Okay. Well, from here on out, I do believe we have more downside ahead, but I'm unsure just how much. So we're about to get a continuation short signal here on on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at some of the other Bitcoin charts we have.
Is there no candle size violation on that?
Let me see. Okay.
Nope.
Not too volatile. So for those of you who don't know, candle size violations happen when the size of the daily candle is bigger than the average true range. Generally, if you move in a single day more than you would move over, like a given, 20-day time span on average, generally that candle, there's like a pullback right after that candle, maybe just for one or two candles. So you don't want to enter right away. But we don't have that. This candle isn't too big a candle. This is not it's not too volatile a movement. We're still at a support level in some ways. I think we could pull back up and retest 45K from below here, but I do still see more downside. This to me looks like we have broken support. So you see, let's move this line right here so you can kind of see.
Pattern
Support
looks weak.
here, support here, here. We break below it. Kind of you can crawl back up here to 45K, but I do think we'll see more downside. Let's look at Ethereum. So with a rejection from the highs right here, I think this not only looks like clearly we've got more downside ahead, I think we could see a bigger break here.
Absolutely. I think that pattern looks weak.
Yeah. I would actually be targeting maybe 1100, 1300 here on Ethereum. I know it's crazy.
26 on Bitcoin for me. I'm targeting.
I think we should really consider that this may be an incredibly massive dump that we're in for here, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be wrong on that. But considering the state of the traditional markets too, and like if you look at this, look at it like this, could we be topped out on Ethereum? Is the weekly? What does the monthly look like?
A lot of green.
Hang out here in the liquidity of the high. Reject from it. More downside. On Bitcoin here, this monthly candle doesn't look so hot, does it? Looks like we firmly rejected from this area of resistance here. Well, firmly but slowly. It took 2 months, but here we are. And I think Jason's right. Something like 23,000 could make sense here. Some nice volume in this area. All right, let's get off these higher time frames right here. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. They're too high a time frame. This is the support area that we're kind of inside of right now. It's holding us up here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the broader crypto markets here. Bitcoin dominance coming up a little bit off of the lows. This is kind of what we've been expecting here. The support of 40% Bitcoin, 60% alts, what have you. We've been looking at this, and if there's any place it was going to reverse from, it was this spot. Here we are. We're slowly moving back up here. I think this could make a lot of sense. If the markets continue to dump, we will see alts dump way harder than Bitcoin, which will mean that overall more of the market will be composed of Bitcoin. Therefore, Bitcoin dominance will rise. Well, currently that's kind of speculative. So far with the break of this downtrend, I think we're likely to see it, but swap perp. Ugly. This is in need of a continuation short before we can do anything with it. But surely you would have to agree that no matter how you draw it, we've broken this uptrend, right? Yeah. Toad's broken. So maybe it would make sense to still be targeting this area here, 35 or 45,000. Oof. Dragon perp. This looks rougher than Bitcoin and Ethereum does. We might have moved up a little bit here, but let's stick with Alex of the past. Alex of the past was looking for us to at least move to this spot right here. I say let's trust him. That guy knows what he's doing. DeFi perp. Currently finding a little bit of support at the local point of control. Two main areas of support here, 7,500 and 6,000-ish. Wow. So maybe, wow. Okay, I don't want to look at this area anymore. That doesn't make sense. Tell you what, let's just throw this stuff out.
Man,
Linear.
from there, it almost looks like you can target 2,400 on that.
No. That's too low, I think. But I mean, this entire trading range, I think. So here, essentially, we reject from.
Yeah, more like 4,000.
Yeah, reject from this spot right here. I think this makes sense. Let's target this area again right here. And then gosh, I guess the other alternative would be a retest of the previous high. Yeah, guys, they all look ugly.
Hoping I can find some short scalps today
Yeah.
with all this volatility.
We can wander upwards here for the next day or two, but I would be incredibly shocked if we reversed from this spot. I guess this is an area of support for mid perp. This is technically an area of support for all perp. I would be shocked. I still feel like we've got a lot of downside here in store for us.
Yep.
That'd be ugly. Okay, traditional markets, guys.
Goodbye.
So crypto got nuked. I think we could safely say the dollar is probably up at least a little bit today, right? I think that's a pretty safe assumption here. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look. Interesting. Sideways dollar today.
We're right in the middle of where our two ideas diverge.
Yeah. I guess this is an area of resistance. Look at this,
It is.
I think this weekly is so strong. This has got to keep moving up here. I mean, look, time transformation and WADA, they're super happy with it. Okay, well, that didn't quite fit our narrative. So I already know traditional markets are down, so I won't play our game, but ordinarily with the dollar sideways like that, you wouldn't think the markets would be down as heavily as they are today. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Oof.
Wow. What a gigantic gap down here.
You're right. The gap is
Just
crazy.
so ugly. Guys, once we rejected from this area of resistance, we really only had one direction to go, right? That's been pretty clear. This area, we had to hold this area of resistance and support. We didn't. We went ahead and we shorted on the break of this uptrend right here, but this has been a long time coming. I see much more downside here for traditional markets. At best case scenario is we land somewhere in the 320s. Yeah. I don't even know where I would want to be a buyer here. Jesus.
It's just, like I said last week, it just looks like one of those diving board scenarios. Like, just looks like it's going to go off a cliff.
Mm-hmm. So, for what it's worth, guys, since we have been kind of tracking this as a white coffee and distribution pattern, now that we've kind of done it ahead of time, and this wasn't like some sort of hindsight TA, right? We were tracking this for like a good 2 or 3 months. We thought, maybe this might be a distribution pattern. So let's take a look at that again.
Nailed it. I forget who pointed that out or who asked about it.
It was one of our members, I believe.
Yes. We have a show of weakness. Sign of weakness. Pretty good short there.
Yeah, that's it, we could have done it like maybe a day or two earlier, and it would have been, chef's kiss good. But this is still pretty nice, and we've got such heavy resistance overhead. There's no way we have to worry about us landing back up here anytime soon. I don't even think I would be taking profits yet. I mean, you might want to take profits in the spot, but I see more downside here. So
You'd assume bonds are doing well.
yeah, there's a lot of lines here. We can get rid of some of these lines, I guess.
Who could have seen it?
Yep. So this area is not quite the same here. See this spot, we come down, and then we're almost immediately above resistance up here in this area.
I think
Right back up.
I think that's fine because you're gonna see patterns work themselves in different ways, but essentially
No,
it's the
of
same
course.
thing.
But I mean, I do want to point out that it's not 1-to-1 here.
Yeah, and it usually never is.
Okay, let's move on to the rest of this market. I'm done. I guess I'm done crowing my triumph here.
Gloating?
Let's move on.
No, fuck that. We've been doing good.
Super ugly here on the NASDAQ. I don't know if today is the day to pull the trigger on a short. Maybe we're likely to move up a little bit and retest here before breaking down. But I think this is like, now it's clear. We've broken this this uptrend here clearly. I don't think it's a bad spot to be looking to get out here. Do we have like a different trend line we could follow in this spot? No, look, even if we try and be super super lenient with our line here, it's still broken. Yeah, okay.
Feel bad.
We might have to spend a little bit of time underwater, but all right, so yeah, the NASDAQ looks like crap today. I'm sure the S&P is also going to look like crap today. Yep, down a full 2%. Oh my gosh. See, guys? Look what happens.
Yes.
You break the trend line, you go straight to hell.
I was right as well. Told you that was going to be the one.
Again, I think this may be a little late to the party to short. Let's wait until this moves up a little bit, but I say more downside, guys. Fucking look at that. That's ugly as shit. Look at that. Ugh. You know what? We will probably pop back up here, maybe do a little bit more sideways, but we are so going the fuck down here on traditional markets and probably on crypto markets too. Guys, it's super ugly. I don't like this at all. I think we may be in for a rough rest of the month, maybe a rough fall.
Couple of months, yeah. That's kind of what I've been predicting. And then we get a nice buyback once we shake everyone out.
Yeah. I really hope some of you guys did hedge up and or take some profits on Friday like I suggested to you guys. Hopefully I saved some of you a little bit of money here. I went into some cash on some of my positions on Friday.
Jack was waiting for 5.9 on EOS, and I made him sell it on Friday, and he didn't want to do it.
Very nice.
Sure
We
he's
did
happy
pop
now.
up a little bit on EOS though.
Well,
He
that's the
could have
thing.
gotten a better sell. You weren't there, but EOS had a good Friday. He could have gotten a better sell spot. You don't want to brag
Yep,
too much.
he sold at 505, and it popped up to 551. But still, it just goes to show you can still win without having to sell the top.
Yep.
That's fair. He's certainly not hurting for that long today, right?
Yeah, he's got to be happier now.
I'm glad I locked in the profits where I did. Thank you, Jason.
Every once in a while, he listens to me.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at precious metals and world markets. Gold potentially finding support at the last possible moment. Some support here, or resistance, support. Kind of interesting. Where'd he go? Okay. Gold could still move up here, I suppose. And maybe it will. You know, if the market... You know, actually, I guess I don't know how the market... I was going to talk out of my ass and suggest that maybe the market would, you know, move a little bit into gold if the markets were really rough. But, you know, frankly, if all the markets are tumbling, I think people might sell out of gold too into the dollar. I'm not sure. This is some very strong support right below us at 750. If we cross below 750 again, I would suggest we'll probably come down and retest, you know, $1,400 area, which is sort of, you know, the previous. Well, we found some support and resistance here before, but yeah, this is a critical moment. If we move up from here, I'm willing to take this to 1950 again. And if we break down below 1750, then I think we gotta let it go or short it all the way down to, you know, the 1500s, 1400s. Palladium. Oh my God, there's more downside. I was even wrong about a bounce. I'm sorry, guys. I am sorry I ever suggested that you take profit on this Palladium short, because Palladium is just, yeah, Palladium's just going straight to hell. Wow. And I was off about the timing too. I thought I had played it a little bit too, like, oh, yo, O's going straight down, but man, it went straight down.
That's about the highest angle of attack you can get.
Yeah. For those of you who may be new to the shore, to the show, I definitely called this back in May. Platinum. Oof. Platinum plowing right through my buy zone here. Definitely, I would be looking to let it go in this spot, and then maybe pick it back up at... Man, I don't know. Potentially 850 here, but this volume here at 740 is pretty interesting. I think at this time it just would be smart not to be buying any reversals on precious metals. Copper. I think I'm going to have to admit to being wrong on this one. I don't think we're going to retest the highs here. We seem to be holding this this descending triangle. If we break any further lower, I think the best thing to do would be to take a measured move and use that to gauge where we should be looking to take a short to, perhaps. What would the measured move look like? Oh, this is on log. Hold on. Makes sense. Kind of like this. We'll see. You know, this chart actually reminds me a little bit of Ethereum, right? The way we retest these highs, we come back up, we retest it here. Well, it's very interesting. At this time, I don't want to do anything with it. We already tried, you know, taking the short in this area, and then that ended up not so great for us. So I think we want a little bit more out of Brent crude here, but we could see it tumble along with all of the rest of the markets. The weekly here does not look fantastic, as we're below this weekly moving average. See, we're above it all this time. Now we're below it here. Corn hanging out a point of control, nothing to do. Natural gas, nothing for us to do. This trade is mostly completed. Soybeans, I guess I was wrong about soybeans showing strength here. It looks like we make new lows on soybeans after all. Sugar looks rough. All right, I'm going to run through world markets here because they all look like utter shit. Australia.
Wow.
Well, we saw this coming. I feel bad for you, Australia, but my ego feels very good. So,
fulfilled.
Good luck to the Australians. I think they're in for a rough time. China. Still at support, kind of, but we're starting to close below it. I would not want to be a buyer in this spot. I would just go ahead, let the long go, and we'll see what happens. If we bounce off it, we'll go long again. But for right now, yeah, I'm willing to be scared out of this long, considering what's going on in China. What's next? Well, look at this. 3 black crows on the weekly. That's pretty fucking rough. Whoops. Let's pull that back. There we go. So this looks like a lot of offloading of volume here at resistance, and then we finally break down. We could wander upwards a little bit here, but any movements upwards are for shorting.
Yeah, they're gonna get faded.
Hong Kong, as soon as we broke below this area of support, it's time to get out. UK, well, what can we say?
It's short in time.
Yep, that's what we can say. It's short in time.
Do it like a Power Ranger, like it's short in time.
Yeah, look at this weekly. Boom, 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 boom. We just can't break this resistance, guys. How many times did we try and break this area of resistance? If we cannot go up, we must go down. It's the way the markets work. India, respectfully, maybe it is time to short India. Getting a nice daily initial short signal right here on my system. Considering the state of the rest of the markets, I'd be willing to believe that this break of the uptrend right here is time to finally stake out a short position in India, perhaps. Wow. Certainly we'll know by the end of this week, because last week looks like a blow-off top, and we are probably going to get a weekly bearish engulfing candle. Japan, rejected from resistance, as I had suggested we probably would. Break of the uptrend right here. I think we could sweep back towards the bottom of the trading range, potentially. Netherlands had been strong, finally showing some weakness and putting up a bearish divergence here. Netherlands held out for a long time, but after today, it's shortened time. We don't need that. Everybody, all the markets are shorts right now. Singapore was rough. We had to hold on to being a little bit underwater here, but so far it looks like we're in for some more downside, and yeah, Singapore looks real flaccid here. All right, so Taiwan tried to fake us out, but we were not fooled. In fact, we went in harder. Yep, this looks pretty rough here for Taiwan. I mean, I would just keep shoveling in the shorts here, the Taiwan index. Russell 2000. Yep. Slowly making its way down here. Very big distribution area here. I think we should look for more downside. And then finally, let's look at bonds. Bonds are perhaps unsurprisingly up today. 5-year, 2-year, 10-year up today. This 10-year British pound notes, it's actually a good spot to be a buyer right here, right at support. Time transformation's in love with it. 30-year bonds broke out of the downtrend. We could see more upside here. Looks like we won't retrace after all. Well,
just the way she goes, boys.
Yep. See, we had resistance, resistance, resistance. If we turn it in support, we have to hold it. We break back below it, well, down she goes.
That looks a lot like the SPY. Or the one that we mapped out the white coffee in.
That was the Dow Jones, yeah.
Dow Jones, yeah, it looked a lot like the Dow.
Mm-hmm. It's very Dow similar. Okay, well, I guess that wraps up world markets here, guys. It's a pretty rough one across the board, and I don't see much by way of reprieve ahead.
Nice.
All right, well, that's one hell of a way to start off the Monday, but come on, I think most of us have been braced for this for days in advance. At least shout out to the regulars. I think that's why everybody joins us here, but indeed it is time to get into the next spot, next part of the show. It's going to be requests.
Everyone put a W in the chat if you didn't get wrecked by this movement.
Only if they're following Jason, I guess. All right, let's get on with this. I do have some requests already logged, guys. Still room for a few more if you want to put them in. Excuse me. Let's see here. Putting up the first request now. It comes from Wayne on YouTube. Can you take a look at Litecoin and Polkadot? Well, we certainly can.
Well, this didn't happen quite like that. I would just not do anything with Litecoin at this point. It's a little bit too late to short it from this spot. I'm unsure of where a good long opportunity is. Probably at $100. Yeah, I would just do nothing here. All right, and then you said dot.
Yep.
Broke the uptrend here. I would be looking to find a way to get short, but this is a little bit too late to short it on my system. We need a continuation short here. We need the market to bounce a little bit so we can position ourselves and short the shit out of it. Hopefully we get that here, because otherwise we're going to have to let some of these go. But yeah, I don't want it here. And I believe I was saying for most of last week, I don't want it anywhere up here either. I'm a buyer down in this area. Up here, not so much.
Right
What's
under.
All right.
Sorry, you saying?
No, I was gonna say it's right under resistance. Why would you buy that?
Yeah.
Indeed. Duck and cover. In the meantime, let's get back into the chat. I see quite a few W's came out. Taz Blitz, Rolo Maximus, Toes in the Sand.
Why do we do it?
Chico, Xavier. Xavier writes W. Thank you, CC. RK in the chat. Adam, Pablo Escobar. Man, quite a few W's. Coming out. Boris Bitcoin, big shout outs. Yes, now, next matter of business here. We're going to pardon the interruption, but Mr. Ether needs a very special shout out. We have a kind of a cool contest coming by way of Mr. Ether. He is putting up a very generous $50 prize for best request of the week. You know what to do. Get your requests in there. I'm not quite sure what criteria these requests will be judged on to determine the best request of the week. But I'm gonna guess it's something maybe by way of, say, Boris Bitcoin. Not to tip my hat to Boris Bitcoin, but Boris Bitcoin comes up with good requests.
He comes up with some good ones.
He comes up with good ones, guys. So I don't know exactly how to determine the criteria. Mr. Ether, I presume you will be the judge. So guys, do put your requests in, because this week a very special $50 comes your way. Thank you, Mr. Ether, for making the live chat and the request line that much more exciting. Let's continue.
So I mean, even when you think about that, when you're looking at the charts, like, do it like the way you would do it if you were trading, and then look for a setup and be like, oh my god, I think that this is a good short setup. Give us the chart and tell us what you mean, and if we agree with it, then I mean, like, it's a good request, right? Like,
damn
so
right.
Just basically do your regular trading, look for a proper setup, and then throw it at us.
Yep, do tell. But things are looking pretty ugly out here, and we'll see what we have. Mr. Ether.
Short.
Mr. Ether says Jack in the live chat. I presume I covered matters correctly, Mr. Ether. Is there anything else I forgot? Please do let me know. Chico, Alex has really ascended to new levels of analysis, says Chico. Wow, Alex, you've ascended beyond mere mortals.
He's using Ultra Instinct now.
Yes, he's.
Thank you.
You really are. Let's see here. Chico says very impressed. I know the way to Mr. Ether's heart. Hex, please. Oh my God, that's funny. Okay. Let's do it, guys. All right. Well, enough tomfoolery. We do have next request to get to. In the meantime, it's going to be, yes, Daniel coming back to us. He wants to look at Move. This is something I think we tried to look at on Friday, but was Alex not here? I can't remember. Alex, there's something called Move on PooCoin. I think that means it's a BSC token, or you have to go to PooCoin to actually look at this chart. I'm not sure, but if you could, please, can we look at Move? Let's see if it's on chartx.pro. If not,
Yeah.
of course you're gonna need that Metamorphosis one.
No, not anymore. Metamorphosis is rolled into
Oh,
regular.
sweet.
So.
In that case, Daniel, here comes Move.
It's just there's no sign that it's time to buy this yet.
Broken trend.
Not quite. Let's try a lower time frame.
She's rejected for now.
Nope.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a good spot, but we could also break below this area, and if we did, you would need to exit that spot. So
I mean,
maybe the best thing to do is to wait for a break upwards. If we get that, then I'd be willing to take a long, but only then, because we could just, you know, break down here too.
we need more evidence, and with the weaknesses that you're seeing in the rest of the markets, there's way too much opportunity risk to try to take a long there and just get hammered. You need more evidence.
Yeah, so for right now, just kind of wait
Move on.
and see what happens.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah, what's next?
All right, heading into the next request, this $50 super giveaway of Mr. Ethers has really lit a fire under the live chat. The requests are pouring in now, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. Little heads up as well, we're just a few minutes to go for the D-Live chest. So D-Livians, get your lemons in. And in the meantime, the next request comes from ETH1 on D-Live. What's a good buy zone for Cardano, they ask.
$1.38. Ah, man, that even looks like it'd blow right through that level of support too, man.
Yeah.
That looks super weak. I really do think that we're gonna get a face ripper here soon across the market. All the kids out there, the new kids buying the dip right now, are probably gonna be heartbroken in about a week and a half.
I think I'm willing to be a buyer back near $1. I mean, I don't think we'll see anywhere like 50 cents or anything like that, but I think $1 would not be a bad place to be a buyer at this time. Alternatively, I see $1.35 as a good spot. Yeah, I like this area right here. Oh, 90 cents, but 90 cents $1. That area. What's next?
All right, there are your Cardano buy zones. Let's go ahead and get into the next request. Shoutouts to ETH1 for that one. We have the following for Boris Bitcoin. Happy Bloody Monday, he writes. I'm looking at a short setup on ICX and ALGO. What are your thoughts? All right.
I think you're probably good at shorting anything. Like almost literally anything.
Today's your initial signal. Trend, yeah.
We actually have not broken the uptrend here. Let's try a log. Certainly the weekly is pretty rough looking. You know, we're still inside the qualifying line, but I don't like how much that, like, more than 50% of this candle has been eaten up, you know, as a wick. You know, that makes me think we could bounce a little bit here, and you don't want to get caught underwater on your short right away. You can help it.
Sometimes, like that Ethereum short over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a valid short on my system. I'm not sure if I would take it. Is ICX and what?
Algo.
All right. Sorry, I was away. Oh, okay. Getting ready to Algro.
I would actually not want to short this spot. If anything, this is a place where Algo could bounce. AVAX did something similar, if you will recall. So let's see, look here on the weekly. AVAX came down and retested weekly resistance right here at $42. Retest this area before we take off. So this could be ALGO right now. Right? It's not dissimilar looking. So yeah, I would have a hard time shorting this spot. But it is it's almost a valid short on my system. I think it might be a little past the qualifying line, but it's below zero on our oscillator. Watt is firing it off. Clearly there's a lot of negative momentum here. What's next?
All right, big shout outs to Boris Bitcoin. There is your look at ICX and Algo, worthy of a short. There it is. Yeah, treasure chest. Gonna open that up in just a moment. The Lemon DLive giveaway starts. Let's see here. 45 seconds from now. Yep, quarter after exactly. I will deploy the chest. Let's get into the next request. Prepare for that. This one's from Jag077, and yes, we just looked at Algo. He wrote, wondering about Algorand, thinking about getting some. Well, Jag, I hope you were paying attention, because we just look at Algo. Alex, I don't think there's anything else to add, right? All right, just looked at Algo. Thank you for that one. GBU Professor Wally, how about checking FIL USD on Coinbase? That's Filecoin, right? Phil?
Yep.
All right, Filecoin on Coinbase, please, for GBU Professor Wally. Going to go open that chest right now.
I think we have more downside here. I would look for maybe $50.
It's a lot like Litecoin.
Yeah, all these charts look so similar.
Without that big old scam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we've got more downside here on Filecoin. I would not be a buyer in this spot. What's next?
All right, big shout outs to GBU Professor Wally. There's a look at Filecoin, and who took away the big lemons today? Taz Blitz. 124 lemons for Taz Blitz. Franklin MC with 71 lemons. Hey, Jason, what are you doing? You up in here in third place with 50 lemons. Jason,
It's been like 5 months.
Well, you finally made the leaderboard. Shout outs to Eddie Ward and David Rice. They take the 4 and 5 spot in today's lemon giveaway. That's done. Let's go ahead and get into the next request. We have AVAX. Yes, GT Jack on Twitch requesting AVAX Avalanche. Is this also preparing to descend into the bowels of hell?
Probably.
Yeah. Fortunately, you just can't do anything with it yet.
Yeah, you can't do anything at all with this right now, but I do think this is a pretty strong bearish divergence right here. And these two rejection candles right here, they don't look so hot. But you might consider exiting any longs because we do have this early exit signal, but I wouldn't short or anything yet. We just it's a little too soon. What's next?
All right, that was a look at Avalanche for GT Jack over on Twitch. Big shout outs to you, my man. What do we have left on today's request line? Well, it's the following for Rolo Maximus. Can I request Doge? I'm thinking about loading up a short here.
Did we lose you, Alex?
Nope.
Oh, he's still thinking.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Was there? What was the thing?
It was Doge. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
No problem. Rolo Maximus asked, thinking about loading up a short on Doge here. What are your thoughts?
I think you're a little late to the party, buddy.
Too late.
Yeah, you risk shorting a bottom here of some sort.
That swing failure was the time to do it when it rejected from the point of control.
Yeah, rejection for the point of control, rejection from our daily baseline. Continuation short came in right here, I guess. So yeah, we're already down 25%, 20% since there, so I think it might make sense to be a buyer near 10 cents here on Doge. It's kind of interesting volume down that area. Yeah. Well,
She breaking.
that's all she wrote.
All right. Big shout outs to Rolo Maximus. There's a look at Doge. That puppy is about to drop. Let's have a look at the next request. It comes from Chico over on YouTube. He wants to look at LYXE, LYXE, I believe.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here we go. Looks like a pretty clear rejection from the previous high to me, man. I'd get the fuck out. I would be incredibly leery of staying in a long now that we had rejected so strongly from the previous high. Oh. Blow off top 2 yesterday? No bueno. Yeah, I would probably be looking to get out, man. What's next?
All right, Chico, there is your look at LYXE. Get out. You've been warned. Well, let's go ahead and get to the next request. We got Hex. Hex up next. Chico says, I know the way to Mr. Ether's heart. Hex, please. All right, I don't know how serious of a request this really is, but hey, a request is a request. We got to honor it.
Hex finally, nope, Jesus.
Well, sellers are definitely stepping in this spot. Yeah, I think there's probably more downside here. Looks like we're going to reject 45 cents and head down. I've said it before, but it could be a good place to sell Hex. What can I say? I'm a bear. What's next?
All right, Hex in the bag. Next up, we have BitTorrent token for Taz Blitz.
D.
Well, looks like a pretty strong short to me. Although there's no place we could really enter it. Continuation short was all the way back here earlier in the week. I guess maybe we could look to buy around 2.5 cents, but I think we could end up coming back all the way towards the 1.5 cent area down here. What's next?
All right, that was BitTorrent token for Taz Blitz, which, by the way, Taz Blitz did drop a 1 diamond super chat over on DLive, so thank you very much, Mr. Taz Blitz, for that one. Let's proceed into one of the last requests of the day, guys. The show is beginning to wind down for this Monday installment. What do we have remaining? David Rice wants to look at HBAR, Hedera hash graph.
Okay. It also looks like crap. Yeah, look at this weekly candle. This looks like a rejection to me. I would probably look to try and pick it up either somewhere back near 25 cents, 20 cents. What's next?
All right, HBAR in the bag for David Rice. Last request of the day is the following. It's HNT, Helium Network for electric. Electric writes, HNT, if there's time, what are some good buy zones to target?
I guess I would look to be buying back near $10 or so. Back near the bottom of this trading range. Or do I? Gosh, man, I don't even know. It's just so far to fall on log. Maybe it makes sense to look back near $5, $6 or so. I guess, yeah. If the bottom of this trading range doesn't hold, if $10 doesn't hold, I would look back towards $6 or $5. What's next?
Look at that big note on BPBR, like 275 there.
Nah.
Right at the point of control, yeah.
Nah, I don't like it.
We will see.
All right. Well, one last request to make it across the line just as the show begins to wind down. We are in the final minutes, and it's going to be DERO, any word. Also looking for bargain hunting, asking what's a good DERO buy-in price. All right.
I don't know, $2.50.
I mean, I would be getting out of that long at this point.
Yeah, I would look back towards $2. I like that area to buy back in.
Man, DERO has had one hell of a run.
Yeah.
Great deal. That might have to be retraced.
What's next?
Well, that's it, actually. That's the last request of the day. Big shout-outs to everybody who came through with a request today. David Rice writing, thank you, CC fam. Great show and awesome edutainment. Electric, roger that. Thank you for looking at it, guys. All right. It was certainly our pleasure walking you guys through the markets. How much lower do we have to tumble? Well, currently Bitcoin at 43.5 and looking droopy as ever. Hopefully, you guys taking away something from today's installment as well as last week's. Based on all the W's I saw in the chat earlier, though, I think the CC audience, the community's on the right side of the market here.
With the data of how many people usually lose money, there's quite a few winners in here, so we're doing something right.
Indeed, but this is where we go and wind things down. Hope everybody has a great rest of the Monday. Do your best to fare through what comes in the market next. We, of course, will be standing by to provide as much moral and, I guess, emotional support during these challenging market times as we possibly can. Part of that is, of course, available at premium.crackencryptocurrency.com, your resource for, to shape up, become a real winning professional trader. Check out our Pathways to Profits course, our proprietary indicator suite. Our premium Discord, mentorship sessions. Man, there's just so much available by checking out premium.crackencryptocurrency.com. Highly encourage you guys to check that out. And yeah, do also check out the timestamps. Did you miss any of the requests today? We, of course, update the show with timestamps. Shortly after we wrap, you can, of course, catch the replay and any request, any chart request you may have missed by checking out the description below shortly after the show wraps. All right, not too much more to add. Gonna move to wind it down here. Final words for our analysts. Stay out of trouble. Don't get wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
Trade safely, guys.
yeah, I mean, trade safely at the same time. Make sure you're protecting your portfolio at this point. Things look weak. Do not let yourself get caught up in lower time frame price action. Things look bad, guys. Like, don't be looking for that reversal already. Like, just let things be on the higher time frames. I think we're going down from here.
All right. That, of course, is the wisdom our analysts have to share. You guys, peace out. We'll see you Tuesday. Much love to you all.
Goodbye.